So this was February of last year, but there's going to be more of this, and it'll be worse. I mean, this is. I think a lot of these kind of incidents just haven't come to the. I think they're trying to hide it. If you go on Yahoo, this article's been removed. Yeah, they want everybody to think that, oh, the healthcare system is operating so above board. No, it's not. So as far as this goes, the former chief operating officer of Rush Oak Park Hospital is accused in a federal indictment of stealing more than $600,000 from the medical facility. Robert Spandoni, 58, set up a company that got a contract from the hospital for podiatry services, but the U.S. Attorney's Office said no services were provided, and Spandoni and a family member used most of the money for their own personal benefit and the personal benefit of others. The scheme began around December of 2013. Yeah, it goes that far back. Another article says it was $620,000 actually of hospital funds and mail fraud charges. Spandoni is an attorney who worked as a vice president and COO of the Rush Hospital. And he admitted in a plea agreement that from 2013 to 2021, he orchestrated a scheme in which he approved the hospital's payment of invoices to a vendor company that purportedly provided administrative support and compliance services. However, the vendor company, Medical Education Solutions, Inc., had been established by him to execute the scheme. Additionally, Spandoni opened a bank account for the company in a relative's name and steered the hospital's payments to that. He then concealed the fraud scheme by paying $1,500 a month in cash to another hospital employee to actually provide the services. As a result of the fraud scheme, Spandoni obtained approximately $622,000 in payments from the hospital. In the plea agreement, he also admitted that he used the money for his benefit, including restaurant meals and hotel stays, as well as transferring $225,000 into his 401k account. The conviction is punishable by up to 20 years in federal prison. His sentencing date will be for April 30th. And this was at Rush Oak Park Hospital. So it just goes to show that this is what's going on. I think a lot of these stories are being hidden. Here's the thing. Obama, I was just listening to this former intelligence agency I think he has a book out, but I don't remember the name of it, but he was trying to look back as to when the CIA and FBI stopped being about America's values, really basically stopped protecting the American people. Because it's very hard. You hear like Christopher Wray, who heads up the FBI, say that the Chinese Communist Party is this biggest danger, yet none of them have done anything about the open borders. They don't do anything about Biden. So it's like, what's the point of the FBI? Like, how can you believe them, really, is what my point is. But then here's the bad part of that is that when a communist takeover is underway, part of what they want to do is get you to lose all faith in your systems. But that's a hard thing here because there is a loss of faith for obvious reasons. Look at what the FBI, what the DOJ, what they have done. So then it's like, do you believe them when they say that there's, that we're going to be attacked by outside forces? This is part of the problem. So this former intelligence guy was saying that when he traced it back to when the FBI turned, it was really in Obama's days. And he said that really only 1.6% of the FBI is woke, because that's what they're pushing. They're pushing the DEI stuff. So, and that's all just politically designed. The DEI stuff is part of the communist model. It has nothing to do with health. It has nothing to do with being ethical. It's actually totally unethical. That's why our health system is unethical. That's why education, everything is unethical, including the FBI. But he said it went back to basically Obama, the people he put in place in the FBI, and the ones that you really can't get rid of, some of them, they actually had ties to the Communist Party. So that they never denounced or anything. Like former ties to the Blagojevich. I can never say that. I always think of Blagojevich, which is the former governor of Illinois. But when the Soviet Union was under communists, I can never say that name, Bolsheviks. If you know who I'm talking about. So they were those appointees that Obama put in. They had loyalties to that kind of stuff that they never had denounced. That's what ended up seeping into the FBI and CIA at very high levels and at mid-management levels. And then you have the Obamacare, which really was the socialized model, which really just took us into the hellhole of communism. That's why you have your American Nursing Medical Association and Hospital Association. They have all aligned with the same thing, because basically I would say that they love Obama. They love Obama, but Obama, that's part of the honesty our country needs to get to, is realizing that Obama was not a friend to this country. He lied his ass off. He was an enemy. Everything he did was to hurt this country, which is why we have an FBI that has turned on its citizens. We have a CIA that's turned on its citizens. And you can't trust them, unfortunately. But this guy did say, even though Obama actually got these people into these positions, he said the communist agenda goes back 100 years in America. He said there was a communist party 100 years ago was trying to take us over. So there's been people along the way that have been able to prevent it at times, but it has slowly infiltrated. And we need to stop it, because what communism always ends in is genocide. So it's not something we can just sit back and say that we'll accept it. No. And they'll tell you that it's not communism, and they'll tell you we're doing this for safety reasons and security reasons. No, they're not about safety and security. If they were about safety, if they were about the values of this country, we would have a House, a Congress that would stop trying to take our freedoms and give us the freedoms back that they took from us to begin with. But usually you don't get them back. So all of this, there's so many people at the highest of levels and mid levels as well that something needs to be done. I pray that when Trump gets in, that there'll be some sort of justice system that can take care of this. Obviously in a legal way, but legally something needs to be done. I don't care what laws all these hospitals manage to get around doing any of this. It is absolutely wrong. Could you do this to people, what they're doing? Like monitoring people's keystrokes, or working at a place where your nursing manager just likes to intimidate you. Like, yeah, we're watching you on camera all the time. Nobody that's bullying and intimidation, and that's some higher educated nurse. Does anybody, I couldn't do that to people, but they do it. They do it because they think, yeah, well, my employer tells me to do it, so it's okay. Yeah, that's why I said for a few years now to people in videos that I do every so often, I say, be careful what you go along with. Really, because you are held accountable for your own actions. And if your actions where I just wasn't thinking, well, then if you're in a position where you're supposed to be a critical thinker, then that might not be, it might not be in the best profession. In nursing, we're supposed to be critical thinkers. So, this Bernie, all the people that have been in charge of healthcare, that needs to end. Obamacare needs to be totally pulled. And yeah, we need to have people in leadership of nursing and medicine that know how to do the right thing. That's what's important. Chief nursing officers doing what their bully big healthcare systems say. Just, you may think that you're so full of yourself and you're doing what the big boss wants, but you're just making a total ass out of yourself. Because no chief nursing officer should go along with agendas where they're intimidating their employees and and they know that they're short staffing them to the point where it's dangerous, and then they make excuses for it. Those people should not be in healthcare.